Uh, yeah. Whew. Excuse me. All right, all right, all right. All right, so oh, man, in our very first live here. Open up your eyes, your eyes. All right, so today I wanted to just really wanted to come to you guys and talk about the week that we've had so far since Donald Trump has been elected. We've seen a couple of, well, I don't say this week we have since been elected. Well, this week here, this week, what, January something something to the something something. Pardon me, all right, so January 19th through January, well, let's say 25th. We've seen a lot of things go down this week. We've seen celebrities that have come out in the past and talked cash shit about people that have, thought about performing for Trump. I see. Most notably, we have Snoop Dogg come out and perform as a part of Donald Trump's inauguration activities. We have Nelly performing as a part of the inauguration activities. We had Ross. We had all these different celebrities come out. Um, the funny thing I think I seen is that the Village People performed, but it wasn't the original version of the Village People. It was the Village People, like the B Team version of Village People, and the original Village People come out and say, "Hey, it was not the original." But bringing it back, we've seen celebrities that, most notably Snoop Dogg, that have come out in the past and called people coons and say anybody that is going to perform with Donald Trump as inauguration is this, that, and the other. And then you turn around and they perform. here's my like Here's my honest to God opinion about situation regarding the artists that perform for Donald Trump. Ross, I'll get to Ross in a minute. Nelly, I really do feel like Nelly is a Trump supporter at his core. And full disclosure, if you support a person, stand on that. Put your MAGA hat on like everybody else and do what you're gonna do. But don't get into the public space and try and backtrack and try and say statements like, oh, well, if the service members of the United States of America can go out there and risk their lives and go fight wars and defend this man, and I can go out there and perform for him. The only problem I have with that statement is that the soldiers signed up to fight to defend the Constitution of the United States and defend the United States of America. Don't quote me verbatim, but I know I probably said it wrong. But General Martin Milley said it best. They didn't sign up to defend a dictator. They signed up to defend the United States of America. They signed up to defend the Constitution. They signed up for all that. They didn't sign up to defend a particular individual. So when you sign that contract to perform for that individual. You made a choice. Those men and women, they're going to fight to defend the nation. You made a choice. It's different. But like I said, if that's you, stand on that shit. It is what it is. I really just hope a lot of other people would just stop pussyfooting around. And if you support the MAGA movement, it is what it is. We see plenty of Republicans that will make their self known and say, hey, I don't support MAGA, but I am a Republican. I get that. I respect that. And if you are with the MAGA train, cool. Just say that. It is what it is, my guy, my girl, my whatever you want to be identified as. Um, when it comes to Snoop Dogg, um, I'm disappointed. And I know I'm just one individual, but understand that when I see a person so-called standing on the square saying that they don't support this, that, or another, and then you go out there and you allow yourself to be used for a disingenuous purpose for $1, that's fucked up. And it also speaks to the black communities to where, a lot of people in the black community say, well, dang, that check must have been official. That bag must have been big. Like, dang, boy, they cashed them out. All these different things I've heard, and it's almost like people in the black community are okay with you selling, the black community away or selling yourself away or being used in whatever type of way, as long as you benefit financially, which leads me to Ross. We been knew Ross was about that money. Right now, Ross's claim to fame right now is that car show that he has, and he's pissed off his neighbors. He's starting to piss off people that's in the car show because people are saying now it's not a great experience to go to that car show. So Ross is looking for ways to get that bag, as he's always said he will be. Always hustling, hustling. Forever hustling. And I guess this is one of his most recent hustles. So can I say I'm surprised at him? No, I'm not. Um, But if, like I said, if we really want to look at the situation, I don't say really, but if we really look at the situation, we're talking about Snoop Dogg, Nelly, and Ross. I can't think of a hit that neither the three of them had in the last forever, however, I don't even know however long. So we talk about cancelers like so. You know, um, am I gonna start listening to their music? Being that the streams that I play through title already paid for by me, and according to Snoop, they don't get much money on the streams anyway. You can have 20,000 streams and not get $5. So that's a delicate you know conversation to talk about when you talk about canceling somebody like those guys. Well, canceling those guys because let's face it, Ross is claiming the fame right now between that car show and when his baby, the mother of his child. I hate the term baby. When the mother of his child is cussing him out on fucking the internet. Like that's Ross. That keeps Ross relevant right now. The mother of his child cussing him out on the internet. If somebody was like, "Show me who she was and what she was doing," I'm like, "Who was this lady? Why is she so mad?" And I really tuned in. And I was like, "Oh, she cussing Ross out." like, like, mm, I don't know what Ross did to her, but he need to apologize. He need to do something for Auntie. Pardon me, I'm not familiar with her, but no disrespect, 'cause I don't want her cussing me out either. Like, apologize to the lady, Ross, because she be going off. Goddamn, do something, nigga. Give us some of that Republican money that you just got. um, but to speak to a greater, to tie it all in, what we've seen from Ross and Nelly and Snoop is representative of what we see a lot of times in the black community on one side of it. is people are really trying to make a way for their family, and people are gonna make school. Hey man, we can't blame nobody, fault nobody for trying to feed their family, do this, that, and the other. Um, but when we talk about feeding our family, do do we really need millions of dollars? It'd be nice, yes. We can get all the creature comforts of life. But for those of you that subscribe to the Bible, and it says do all the good, paraphrase, there's a verse that says you should do as much good as you can, you know, and somebody in the comments will say what it was, but you get what I'm trying to say. Are you trying to get all that money to put in your pocket, or are you trying to get all that money to make an impact? Are you trying to get all that money to, you know, look out for my family, or are you trying to get all that money to look out for your community? It's a difference. And with the individualism that has run rampant in the Black community, most people are looking for that bag on an individualistic purpose. And because a lot of that individualism is prevalent, unity within the Black community is going to be very hard to come by. You know, we've seen it. Like I said, we've seen a lot of people like, oh man, that bag must have been official. Elon dropping that bag. And people are like, okay, well, they got a bag for doing whatever, this, that, and other. All right, we'll put them to the side. But what happens when the people in the community are feeling like Elon and feeling like Ross and them? They not on that unity shit because they're like, hey, I gotta look out for my family. I ain't finna boycott Target, or Walmart, Amazon. 'Cause they right there. I don't feel like going over there to the other options. Back in the day when our grandparents were going through the struggle, they understood that sometimes it was gonna get uncomfortable and they was gonna really struggle within the midst of struggling. Now, granted, they was already used to struggling. Maybe that is why them going through that era of pre-civil rights, and that's crazy. For the post-civil rights era, that just dawned on me. We are literally the post-civil rights era. That's fucking insane. Yes, I'm off life, motherfucker. But our grandparents' era and our great grandparents' era was the pre-civil rights era. And when they attained these things, they said that the fight for civil rights was going to be a forever fight. Each generation was going to have to keep renewing, push, and the fight for it. And each generation is going to look a little bit different, that fight. In the post civil rights era, as we are in now, how we got there is a different story because it's been a lot of things. It's not just Trump signing an executive order that did away with civil rights as we know it. It's actually been being watered down over the years, to the point where protections impact the enforcement on the different parts of what was originally put in place have been manipulated and watered down because of the inclusion of different groups over the years, instead of America giving different groups their own specific legislation to ensure that they were protected, or they were, you know, whatever they were trying to do. It just grouped everybody up into the civil rights. We got to today, the post civil rights era, and we got to renew this fight. So unity is going to be a big part of it, but because of the individualism that is prevalent in the community, and the I got to get this money for my family. I got to get this bread. We better get this money. We don't see the idea of unity. And if the Black community really understood what unity could do for them financially, or us, because I'm Black too. I want to say them like I'm not one of us. Like I'm like motherfuckers can't see. Like nigga, I'm darker than most of y'all watching this. But if the Black community understood what unity really could do, and maybe I should have put my recycle the Black Dollar T-shirt on for this video. But if the Black community actively recycled the Black dollar within the community, we would see wealth grow within the Black community. We would see Black people getting that bag, getting to the money, getting that money on a lot easier because the wealth would be growing within the community before the wealth left the community. What happens now is that the Black dollar, let me put it in real terms. You and I get our paycheck. You and I get our investment, interest, pay, whatever however you get your funds. Because people are like, however you get your money, you get it in your pocket. A lot of Black people will go and spend their money in stores or in avenues outside of the Black community, or even outside of their immediate community. There are a lot of mom and pop shops within our community that these individuals are our neighbors. These individuals live around us, and that money can go help them to reinvest in the community. But we see too many times people get their money, and they go spend money elsewhere outside of the community. So the money leaves the community before it has time to circulate and create any type of Black wealth within the community. So that unity is going to be needed. That unity is why Black Wall Street was able to take off Tulsa, Oklahoma. That unity was the reason why Rosewood was able to take off and do what it did in Florida. Because that Black dollar was continuously circulating within those communities. Right now, in this post civil rights era, we're going to see a lot more individuals sell out for that money. It's just going to happen. Um, I'm going to continue to talk my shit. I don't think people really took my warning in December. I said, man, y'all get ready to be sick of me. Like, get ready to be sick of me. Not sick of me, sick of me. Like, cause like I said, we're gonna see a lot more of this stuff. I'm gonna make a lot more of this content. This is what's gonna happen. Because as it happens, I gotta talk about it. Because the nature of basically the environment that we're getting our money, that we're raising our kids, that we're living our life in, is going to be ever evolving and changing. And if you are one of those people that sit on Twitter all day, or sit on Facebook all day, or sit on IG all day, your algorithm is going to be feeding you a ton of what you're already looking at. So if you're looking at some bullshit, it's going to keep feeding you a bunch of bullshit, and that's what's going to be your view. So it's going to be you have to need somebody to balance you out, and I'm that motherfucker. Policy analyst with the edge. Put my shades on. What else we gonna talk about today? What else we talked about? We touched on. The Senate confirmation hearings are crazy. Pete Hegseth got confirmed yesterday, and the wildest thing about Pete Hegseth's confirmation Friday is that it was the second time ever that the vice president had to step in and cast a tie-breaking vote to confirm a secretary of any type of federal office. Mitch McConnell said, "Fuck you, Pete," and a couple ladies was like, "Nah," but the rest of the Republicans said yes. All the Democrats said no. Because Donald Trump is so moved by loyalty, we call it ass kissing. Um, you're gonna see moves like this where people are on the Republicans are gonna be scared to say no to him, regardless of how vile and fucked up a person Pete Hegseth is. Like this cracker just oh foul human individual. Foul human. I gotta remember I'm doing this live and not be saying no wild shit. YouTube, don't boot me off. Ain't nobody even watching this shit right now. Don't boot me off. Pete Hegseth is a vile individual. And we've seen a lot of Republicans just look past the insider threat that he is. And the FBI even said that white nationalist threats are the biggest threat to the United States of America. And Donald Trump went and installed one as Secretary of the Defense. I better clean y'all. You know what I'm saying? Make sure if you're ready, you ain't gotta be. Just be ready, man. Um, I want to before I close this thing off. I want to talk about Charlemagne the God. We got to remember that Charlemagne. Ah, I had to sneeze, but it ain't want to come out. Excuse me. I was talking about Charlemagne. We got to remember that Charlemagne has given us, told us exactly who he is by the name of the podcast that he does with Andrew Schultz. Called yourself brilliant idiots. Now, the old heads, the old heads used to tell us that the sun will shine on the dog's ass occasionally. So when you hear the name brilliant idiots, understand that these motherfuckers are really idiots and they're occasionally brilliant. Brilliant occur according to whoever. But Charlemagne is obviously got a kick out a hit job out. Charlemagne obviously has a hit job out for the Democratic Party. Tries to point out all the inefficiencies or negative things that the Democratic Party does wrong when it comes to attracting voters. But one thing you never heard Charlemagne talk about is this is gonna be something else. The number of voters that don't vote. Um, the Democrats got to galvanize people to vote. Charlemagne didn't talk about how Trump won this election with less votes than he got that last election. So obviously, Trump did something too where he didn't get enough votes. He didn't even get the same amount of votes that he got last time. You get what I'm saying? So we can't just be out here pointing out, saying that, oh, Democrats did this. Man, Trump, the motherfucker who won, ain't even get. You know what I'm saying? So Charlemagne is mad at Black America, saying, "Hey, Black America needs to chill out on all the hate for Nelly and Ross and Snoop for the Trump stuff because they don't get mad at people like Joe Biden and Obama for snickling and kikiing with them." Charlemagne, I say you cannot conflate the two. And this is why I call you. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say that. I ain't gonna say that. But yes, I am. This is why I feel like you. This is why I feel like Charlemagne is really. You gotta just drop that brilliant and just call him an idiot because you're trying to conflate or compare Obama sitting at the funeral of a former head of state. He himself is a former head of state. Everybody that was in that immediate area was either a former goddamn Obama's a former head of state, and everybody that was in that immediate area where him and Trump was sitting was either a president or a vice president or the wife of or the wife of one of those. Obama was the only person sitting by Trump. And what are you supposed to do? Show his ass in the middle of a fucking funeral? He was cordial. He didn't go out of his way to sit by Trump. He didn't go out of his way to find Trump and go kiss his ass. He was cordial with the man during the funeral. Joe Biden did what Trump refused to do for Biden, which was give him a peaceful transition of power and welcome him to the White House as the incoming president of the United States of America. And during that moment, you want to try and say, oh, he's Kiki. He's respecting the office of president. He's respecting the role that should have gone, excuse me, he's respecting what should have happened when he assumed office and setting an example saying, hey, this is what happens when we transition power. I welcome you in, and then I go about my day. So to say, oh, Black America, you got all, put that elementary school logic to bed, Charlemagne. Like you got to don't do that. Give yourself a donkey of the day for putting that elementary ass logic out there on Bill Gates' internet. You got to stop that shit. Put that brilliant. Find a way to make yourself brilliant again, because right now that's some idiotic shit what you was trying to say. Because like I said before, Trump ain't even get as many votes as he got when he won the last time. But you say, oh, this is a failure of the Democrats to galvanize. No, the reality is a lot of individuals just did not want to see a black woman run this country. A lot of individuals did not vote because of just disgust with the political process. A lot of people just said a million and million and 16 bullshit excuses as to, oh, I don't want, I can't support the war in Gaza. Like, no, the people that told me, everybody that, let me leave Charlamagne alone for a minute and jump on you motherfucking pro Palestine people for a minute. Everybody that said that they could not vote for Kamala Harris or Joe Biden administration because the genocide that was going on. Somebody even told me the other day, oh, well, you know, there's a lot of warmongering going on in the Biden administration. I'm gonna leave it for this one. Donald Trump's pick to run the UN. Want to go to the UN and tell the United Nations that Israel has a birthright to everything in Gaza. You heard that right. Donald Trump's pick for the UN believes that Israel has a birthright to Gaza. A lot of people told me Project 2025 wasn't real. And but just to close it out, these are all the reasons why we can't see, we're not going to see a boycott against Amazon and Walmart and all those things work on a big scale. On a small scale, yes. What I can say is tips. What I will say as a tip is, or recommendation rather, if you got to shop in those places, be mindful of what you do buy and try and outsource it. Try and source it other places. Try and get it direct from the source if you can. If you got to go to them places, spend less money in those places. If you really look at, you know, your local newspapers, a lot of them have listings for farmers markets, fruits and vegetables direct from the source out of the ground. So, you can find other ways. Is the boycott that we're gonna have are the boycotts that we're gonna have to participate in the post civil rights era gonna look anything like the boycotts of the pre civil rights era? Probably not. But we're gonna have to be a little bit uncomfortable. We're gonna have to get a little uncomfortable out here.